Yes.
Okay.
Hello everyone.
Mm.
My name is Shallom Lumor,
Oh,
and I'm a PhD candidate at Technion Israel Institute of Technology. I'm a researcher in science communication, gender, and academic visibility. And today I'm glad having you all here. And those of you who come and watch the recording later too, I'm very happy that in case of anything, you can send us an email or something. So for today's presentation, we would like to talk about expanding the reach of science education research through social media. So we want to learn about what are the unconventional ways of using social media for science education. And so for the table of content of for today's discussion, we want to why is this conversation very important? Importance of social media in academia, why researchers use social media. We want to look at some of the theories that we've tested so far and the research proving challenges and strategies for engaging in science communication on social media. And what are the opportunities if you decide that you are going to be doing your work on social media? Then the last bit, which is kind of the practical aspect of it, we'll all go on social media to see what are some of the things or strategies or how are the researchers who are using social media for science communication, how are they doing it so that we can see those we can learn from. Now, why this conversation? Over 3.4 million papers are published worldwide. This is according to a research in 2025. And more than 53% of papers don't receive in a single citation. And mind you, citation does not mean that the papers have been read. And our metrics are now being used to measure research impact on social media. So research impact has moved beyond just journal publication to how people are interacting with your research on social media. And in 2024, according to Statista, 5.35 billion out of 8 billion people in the world have access to internet. And internet usage is expected to increase 47% from 5.35 billion in 2024 to 7.9 billion users in 2029, which means that there's prospects if you really want to start engaging or using social media for science communication or science education. And 5.04 billion people are on social media as of 2024. So imagine a world of 8 billion and more than 60% of the world are on social media. Research impact beyond academia. So, as I said earlier, research does not end with publication in the journals again. And many research findings remain inaccessible to the public. So, most of our researches the results are in the journals within paid walls. And imagine you have a very good groundbreaking research that is supposed to be um, for the public and is hidden in the journals. How will you be able to make an impact with this? So scientific knowledge often circulate within limited academic audiences, and researchers are increasingly expected to demonstrate broader impact. So the funders are no longer expecting you to just come out with research and keep it for only the academic community. They want to see you doing more. And one of the places or platforms or infrastructure you can use for a broader research impact is social media. And digital platforms are transforming how research is shared. So it's no longer just the publication or one policymaker or one TV host calls you for an interview. Now, it has gone beyond that aspect. Now, importance of social media in academia. Social media expands the reach of scientific research. So the reach has expanded and it enables active dissemination by scientists and journals and moves research beyond search-based discovery. So it's no longer someone is looking for maybe protein or effect of protein on the brain or something and goes to the journal to look for. It's no longer search-based discovery. Now everyone can discover it as long as you use the right tools to share your research, and it supports rapid sharing, discussion, and collaboration. Why researchers are using social media? One, to disseminate research findings. Researchers are also now aware that the society needs to hear from them, and this become popular during the COVID, where people are looking for information, health information, to guide them to make informed decisions. So society or researchers now have moved from just publishing to social media. And to increase visibility, researchers are now building a brand on social media, establishing authority on social media. So it's not just to even just share research results. You want to increase visibility of your research or your paper, and network and collaborate. How do you network with other like-minded people? In case you don't have access to funds to travel for a conference, how do you find people to collaborate with you? The immediate infrastructure is social media. And to mentor students, researchers are able to mentor students using social media, engage the public, and also advocate for science. Now, the amazing thing is that there's a growing scholarly presence online now. So it's no longer even about researchers. You realize that other people, including journals themselves, are having strong presence online. So journal presence have moved, especially on X, has moved from 0.1% in 2007 to 25.2% in 2022. And again on X, you realize that between 1 to 5% of 187 million users on X were scientists in 2017. So scientists are also trying to put themselves together out there on social media. And there's a online engagement, there's a research that proves that online engagement actually correlates with higher citation rates. So imagine a journal like Just retweeting your article on X. There is a research connecting your articles that are being shared on X and how it has increased citation rates. So what are the theoretical foundations concerning engaging academic communication on social media? This research draws on two critical theories. One is social media affordances, and the second one is critical digital literacy. So for the social media affordances, this particular theory talks about what are the features of the social media platform that enables or that helps academics or scientists to engage in academic communication on social media. And the social media affordance theory talks about feasibility, association, persistency, editability, and yes, and association. So visibility is when research becomes publicly discoverable, and persistency is no matter where you are or maybe you might have like died and long gone. Persistency, your research or whatever you publish online on social media can still be discoverable. Then editability, you'll be able to repurpose those contents to adapt or refine the communication to suit a suitable audience. So social media allows you that you are not just bringing the same jargons you use in publication and journals. You are not bringing the same jargons to on X or Twitter or on LinkedIn or Facebook. Social media features allow you to be able to rewrite. Association also talks about how it's able to help you in collaboration with others, and the affordances helps you to share research widely. So you may share your publication and others may retweet or may reshare it, connect with audiences who have nothing to do with your research areas, and also to build professional visibility. Now, the second theory talks about critical digital literacy, and this one is about how understand how the platforms actually share visibility. So it talks about it interpret and communication research um, meaningfully and engaging audiences responsibly. It helps you to navigate algorithmic and social biases. Sorry, it helps you navigate algorithmic. Oh, sorry, why am I making mistake? And social biases. So this one is more or less like a kind of it talks about power play on social media and the five dimensions of the critical digital literacy theory is decoding. The first decoding means that understanding the digital platforms, the symbols, the algorithms, and the online communication formats. So when you are doing this, you need to know the formats, how each platform works. Then using the second dimension is meaning making. This one talks about how do you interpret and communicate scientific information for different audiences. So when you are writing to the journal for journal publication, you know that you are targeting academic community. Now, when it comes to social media, you know that you are also approaching different community or different audiences together. So how are you able to interpret your communication in a way that people are able to understand? Then using what kind of tools are you using? Is it pictures? Is it videos, visuals, slides, recordings, or infographics? What kind of tools will you use to share your scientific communication or share your scientific results or engage in scientific communication on social media? Then the second one is analyzing. This actually helps you to analyze even how people are engaging with your work on social media. You'll be able to know where they are engaging from. You can see some of them, they are profiles, those of them that are public profiles. You know the kind of people who are engaging with you. You can even know the kind of agenda the person wants to push. So the critical digital literacy theory helps you to analyze your work on social media. Then a persona, the last dimension, the persona, developing a professional and its ethical academic identity online. How are you able to develop or build an identity online? Then so moving to the next one, we want to talk about the opportunities of engaging in scientific communication on social media. If we are saying that, okay, go online and engage. So if you go online to engage, what are some of the things are you able to gain when you try to engage in academic communication on social media? Per our research, um, some of the benefits includes increased research visibility and broader audience reach. So most of our participants have reported on how people are actually, most of their research has gained a lot of views because they have reshared their publication on social media, higher potential for downloads, citations, and almetric impact, opportunities for research collaboration and academic networking. People are sharing. There is a social proof on how researchers are able to gain collaborations and network with other academics just because they are engaging in academic communication on social media. Then greater access to research grants and professional opportunities. Some of them are landing research grants because some grants providers, funders realize that, okay, you are doing something within an area, can we collaborate or something like that? And some of them even reported that some of the grant funders actually try to see whether you have a social media presence to push your research. Then the direct engagement with educators, practitioners, policymakers, and the public. This is where you gain feedback on your work. The people who you want your science or your scientific results to affect, you're able to get feedback on your work when you engage in scientific communication on social media, strengthen academic branding and scholarly authority. You're able to build a scholarly authority for yourself, and those are some of the opportunities to facilitate scientific projects and initiatives. In fact, some of the participants talks about how they learned facilitation roles on social media because they're able to build an authority in that particular aspect. Then we will talk about the challenges. What are some of the challenges? Okay, we know academics, it involves a lot, it's time consuming. So when we are saying that, okay, engaging in academic communication on social media is good, what are some of the challenges are you likely to face when you start engaging academic communication on social media? Sorry, I want to adjust my camera. Yes. So one is time constraint. A lot of our participants actually reported on time constraints where they don't have a time, or don't have the time. They already have academic loads on them, and those of them that are women is like, okay, we even have kids. We are trying to navigate motherhood, societal pressure, and others, and how are we able to engage in academic communication on social media? And in dealing with this time constraint, one is to repurpose existing research outputs. In fact, social media makes it in a way that you can share a publication today on the 13th of May 2026, and the next month that same post can just be repurposed to break it down further for the audience, and it will still make a greater impact. Then the second strategy for combating or dealing with time constraint is using scheduling tools. So social media make it in a way that you can actually schedule your posts. So when you're on LinkedIn, you can decide that you can have a calendar. Okay, I want to post just once in a month for the whole year. So you can sit down within 2 hours and schedule posts for the whole year. So sometimes you may even forget the dates and your post is flying all over the place. So it helps you to reschedule. LinkedIn Scheduler will help you to reschedule. You can schedule on X, and Hootsuite actually helps you to schedule across platforms. So in case you're using LinkedIn, X, Facebook, and Instagram, you'll be able to schedule across all platforms at the same time. Then another strategy to use to fight time constraints, focus on one or two platforms, which is very, very important. You don't have to load yourself with a lot of platforms. Yours is just to focus on one or two platforms, and you are good to go. Then you can use micro communication approaches. So
Yeah, there's
this one,
background noise. Can the other participants put themselves on mute, maybe? Yeah.
okay. Hello. I think it's maybe Dr. Sarama. Okay, Dr. Sarama, please can you mute
Yes,
yourself?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I think we are okay now. So you can use micro communication approaches. So you don't have to load your audience. There is a saying that it is social media, it is not social or media. So you can just decide that, okay, you are going to put your content into short pieces. That's also another way of dealing with time constraint. Then the second challenge is lack of training. Workshops like this will help you improve clarity. It will help you improve your confidence and also help you learn how to adapt to your audience needs. So, and if there is no training, you'll be able to participate in workshops like this. Then research recommends reducing jargons and using storytelling analogies and everyday examples. So research is showing that if you want to, Dr. Shandi, I think your mic is still on. Good. Thank you so much. So you'll be able to, scholars often learn platform norms through peer peer observation and community participation. Sorry, so for the strategies in dealing with lack of training, you participate in digital literacy and science communication training. Learn audience centered communication. So this tool called Digiagonizer is a very good tool you can use to also break down your communication to your communication jargons or the jargons in your publication. This can also help you to be able to put your thoughts or your research together. Observe successful science communicators. Start with low stakes engagement. The low stakes engagement talks about commenting, which is very, very good. Commenting has proved that commenting on other people's content has proved that it also helps you to how to learn or how to learn on science communication on social media. So imagine you decided to figure out some one or two people who keeps sharing academic insight on social media. Using a commenting tool can also help you in resharing their work. So anytime you want to reshare, you can add one or two lines just to try to re-explain it. This can also help you build your confidence when it comes to science communication on social media. Another barrier, institutional barriers. Now, this is what is happening. Some people feel that, okay, they've separated engaging academic communication on social media from your academic work within your institution. Whilst this can be merged together, so allow communication with institutional goals. So if you're a researcher, maybe you're supposed to work 10 hours in a week, you can factor in engaging academic communication on social media as also part of your goal. And document engagement metrics. Institutions are happy when they realize that, okay, whatever you are doing is also having a reflection on the name or the brand of the institution. So when we are documenting engagement metrics and you are using it as a proof, you realize that institutions can never be a barrier, or the institutional barrier can be broken. Integrate communication into research workflows, like I said earlier. Then build collaborative network. So you can be able to build your maybe your department or your faculty. You can put yourselves together when it comes to academic communication on social media. Put yourself together means that when you share your work on social media, you tag either your co-actors or your co-authors, sorry, or maybe your faculty members, then they will reshare it. That's also another way of breaking the institutional barrier. Then the fourth challenge is the fear of misinformation. A lot of people are scared of being misunderstood, and the strategy is to communicate uncertainty clearly. If there is something that is not clear, make sure that you are able to separate the fake from the fact. This will help people to be able to understand you. Then share directly to original research. Anytime you are talking about science, use the link to back your thoughts or your work. This also helps to clarify or to clear misinformation. Use plain language without oversimplifying. Sometimes, in an effort to tell a story or to make others understand our work, we tend to do oversimplify things that actually diminish the authenticity of the work. So just use plain language that people can understand and correct misinformation carefully and respectfully. Sometimes some people try to engage others in an effort to correct misinformation. You may find yourself engaging people that will try to put you in a certain light. So if you want to correct misinformation, do it carefully and respectfully. Don't bring yourself down to engage in a necessary fight with others because they try to, maybe they misunderstood you, or they want to maybe try to reshare your work and they want to explain it in a different way that does not actually represent your work. So do it carefully and respectfully. Use visual evidence. People actually deal more and have better understanding with visuals than just text. So using visual can also help clear misinformation. Then the last challenge is online harassment. This online harassment actually cut across, not just within academia. It cut across anyone online. You are at risk of being harassed. But one of the things is establish clear professional boundaries. When we interview our participants, one of the things they talk about is how they're able to separate personal and professional engagement. So some of them take their personal lives totally out of online. Then some of them also are able to blend it well. So establish the boundaries very clearly. That can actually help you with online engagement. Then use moderation tools strategically. You can block people, you can mute people. You can also, in Twitter or LinkedIn, you can use filter words. So the algorithm helps you to actually filter the comments. Certain words will never appear under your post. So use filter words and limit replies when needed. You can actually limit number of replies under your post. Avoid engaging with bad faith actors. Don't engage with trolls. Research shows that prolonged engagement with trolls often escalates into abuse. So when they are trolling you on social media because they might have not understand what you're actually putting on there, just log out and detox. There's something called social media detox. And go offline for maybe 1 or 2 months and come back. But staying then engaging with trolls will escalate into abuse. Then build supportive academic communities online. I can see this a lot among the academics on social media. You realize that most of them have this vast of people who follows them, and they are also researchers, they are in academia. So when you build such supportive communities online, anytime there's a misinformation or misunderstanding or someone wants to harass you, these people come in to support you, and it actually helps. So, but you can only build such communities when you keep sharing your content and you are also supporting what they are doing. Like you share the same agenda, or you share the same goals of expanding science education on social media. This is how you build communities online. Develop institutional reporting pathways. So for your institutions, do you actually have um a way or a channel where you can actually report online harassment? You need to get how to make this report. It can also help you when people know that if someone tries harassing you, the person could be reported. They they will try to guard themselves against harassment. Now, let's talk about the platforms for research dissemination. What are some of the platforms we can use? So far, we are talking about LinkedIn, X, and ResearchGate, and each platform serve different communication purposes. Each platform serve different communication purposes. So let's look at the platforms one by one. So the first one is X. So X, formerly Twitter, has a target group. So you could see academics on S, which is very good. You could also see general publics and other professionals. So when you are engaging in academic communication on social media or scientific communication on social media, you need to know, or you're engaging in science education on social media, you need to know that you are not dealing with only those in academia. You are dealing with the general publics, and you're also dealing with other professionals. And content, when you are writing on X give you access to write only short forms content. On X, you can 280 characters unless you're able to pay $20 monthly for premium or something. But most of the times you may not even need the premium. The premium gives you a blue tick actually. So you have access to just short form content. But that short form content, though the scientists on social media are able to build something we call thread. So you write one chapter, you come down, you write another chapter. That's how it works. Then the post frequency on X actually, the content usually expires very, very fast on X. So it's ideally you can post once a day, or if you are someone that you are using only one platform, which is X, you can decide to post maybe 3 or 4 times a day. So you can, and since I talk about scheduling tools, You can decide, okay, today I am posting on academic writing for graduate students. So you divide it into 4 sessions, then you schedule all for the day. 3 hours with 3 hours interval, 9, 12, 3, and maybe 6 p.m. You schedule it and you're even offline. Then the tone, you use engaging and conversational tone to make your tweets and also use hashtags. One of the things that work very well on social media and on X is hashtags. And when I went for the conference, someone talks about blue sky. Yes, when the politics started during Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter to X, those in academia moved to blue sky, but the audiences did not move with them. So if you are using blue sky, you may be engaging only those in academia. The probability of engaging with only those in academia on blue sky is higher than when you're engaging with those on X. So the audience, the general public is on X. Then the second one is LinkedIn. Okay, I would say this is what I use most because this is where I'm able to communicate with other like-minded people. So for LinkedIn, the target group, you have industry players, you have fellow professionals, policymakers, and government institutions. LinkedIn, when it comes to all the social media platforms, LinkedIn is the one that everybody knows that it is for professionalism only, or 80% of the users are professionals who are building authority or who are building brands. So when you are engaging on LinkedIn, you must know that you are engaging with policymakers, fellow professionals and government institutions, and other researchers in academia. Then for the content on LinkedIn, research updates, publication. When you go on LinkedIn right now and use the hashtag publication alert, you see a lot of people who share their publication on LinkedIn. Then reports, you can share about reports, you can share about preprints, conferences, seminars, research activities with pictures and videos. Now, pictures and videos are also doing so much well on LinkedIn. And pictures and videos, sometimes if you don't have them, it's not a problem. What matters is if you're able to break down your work for others to understand. Then the post frequency, LinkedIn, you just have to find your rhythm. You can post once a week or 2 or 3 times in a week, or even once a month. One of the participants we spoke to, she actually posts just once in a month. So just find your rhythm, but consistency, that is what matters. It can be once in a month, but when you are consistent, you'll be able to reach the audience that you want. Then for the tone, when you are writing for content on LinkedIn, use professional tone. No jargons and no technical words, but you have to keep it professional. You don't make it too conversational like the way it's supposed to be on Twitter. Then the last one is ResearchGate. I think we all know ResearchGate, and ResearchGate is able to automatically pull some of your research out when it's published online. And the target group for ResearchGate is only researchers and academics. And you can build a collaboration and networking on ResearchGate as well. But if you want to go beyond those in academia, the other platforms you can use are either X, LinkedIn, Facebook, and others. But our research is purposely based on just LinkedIn, X, and Twitter. Yes, LinkedIn, X, and ResearchGate. Then you share full publication, consistent updates. And for ResearchGate, it's purely academic tone because when you're being conversational, you may not even see people engaging with your work. Now, so what are the steps to science communication on social media? So for now, I want us to do an exercise. So if you have your pen or paper, and you may want to start something, maybe not now or not next, or maybe next year or next 10 years or something, or next month, or 10 years is 2 or 3 years. I want us to put something together. So take a pen or paper and answer the following question. The first one is, what are your objectives? What do you want to achieve? Before you go on social media, what do you want to achieve? One, do you want to actually reach other your audiences? Because this will determine even the platform to choose. And are you just, do you want to build something like explaining science? Is it only going to be about your research work? Are you building an authority? Are you building a brand? Do you want to target only policy makers? Are you targeting government institutions? All concerning, or do you want to make a certain kind of change? Whatever you want to achieve, you write it down. And the second one is audience. Who do you want to reach? Who exactly do you want to reach? Because it will determine even the words you will use in your content. And no matter your target group, the way you put your content, it will by all means reach them. That's how the algorithm works. The message is, how will you say it? Or what do you want to say? How will you say the things that you would like to say? Do you want to specialize in using videos only, adding text, adding infographics, or just links? Or whatever, how you say it also matters. You write down one, two, you answer that question. Then communication format. What are the suitable formats to communicate your messages? Platforms. Which platforms are the best to use? If you want to use videos, now of late, LinkedIn is video is doing so well on LinkedIn. But if you really want to use videos and you want to reach the younger generation, then maybe TikTok and Instagram. If you still want to use videos, but you want to reach other academics or policymakers, LinkedIn, YouTube, they are there. So it depends. But I know we all know that we may not be able to use or it may not be effective to use videos on ResearchGate. X videos also kind of work on X, but it's very limited. So because people just want to read short forms, read comments, get some feedbacks on their work and leave. So the platforms that you use also determine on the communication format. Then resources, human or technical resources. Some people are building a big brand on LinkedIn concerning science explainings, or even on YouTube that demands that it cannot be done alone. You need to put a lot of people together to do a lot of research, put all the audio visuals for you. So look at all this and put the answers down. Then evaluate, how will you measure and demonstrate your success? So is your success going to be like the level of engagement? Are you going to measure your success concerning landing research grants? Are you measuring your success concerning building collaborations? All this will determine whether how you put yourself on social media. Now, the practical strategies, I would like us to go on LinkedIn right now. I want us to focus much on LinkedIn. So let's go on LinkedIn right now so that we can see what we can do or what other scientists are doing on LinkedIn. Oh, sorry, I'm using a different computer, so I need to um, log in. So I want to stop. Okay. Um, good. 1 minute. No. One minute. I'm just trying to log in. Looks like my LinkedIn is off. So mm, all right. So I'm resharing my screen. I think it's already reshared. Okay. Please, can you also, if you can see my LinkedIn I would like you to give me a thumbs up so that I'll know I'm still here with you. Okay, thank you. So, uh, this is getting okay. Mhm. Okay, so this is someone on LinkedIn who is using research, who is engaging in research communication on social media. So I would like us to look at her profile. When it comes to LinkedIn, some of the things you can look at. So you can discover um what I've just highlighted is called your banner, LinkedIn banner. With this, it can be your favorite quote or anything that got to do or has to do with the things that you want to showcase on LinkedIn. Then this is her name. I think I can't pronounce the name well. Then you can see what I've just highlighted is also her um, we call it LinkedIn headline. This is actually LinkedIn trainings say that this is just like the summary of your CV. So what you write under your name will show whether people or we'll talk about who you are or the things you are doing. So you can be maybe professor in biology or anything that you do. Then location, a lot of people use location a lot because it helps you to also connect with the other artists. Then I'm coming down to the about section. So this is the about section. It talks about a short bio. It's summary of all the things that you do that has to do with your professional life and everything. Services. Then let's look at her posts. So you can see that she's someone who's tried sharing but on scientific storytelling for recovering academics or something like that. So you realize that she's trying to do a lot of things on social media, but it all has to do with a field. She's into biodiversity. So these are the things she's doing concerning science communication. Or this is how she shares her science communication on social media. And it looks like when you look at her work, it looks like you can see that she's also sharing other people's work. What I just highlighted, she shared other people's work. So that is how you can also build um academic community on social media. Then the second person. So this is the second person making science sexy. I think she's a science communicator, the online scientist, and this is her about section. She's also just sharing, trying to engage the public in science communication. This is her name, and this is her headline. So you can see science communicator, nutrition scientist, workshop science communication design, blah, 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 blah. So this is what she's also trying to do when it comes to scientific engagement or trying to push science education through social media. Then let's look at how someone also tries to engage in academic communication on social media. So with this person, I would like us to look at the work. You can see that you see her name, then you see this is her content, and she made use of hashtags. So, and she added the full article, the full link to the article also under the work. And she added a picture of the article. So she took a screenshot of the publication. Then she added something that explains the publication. Then she added a full link. Then she added all the hashtags that have to do with the work. So this is just the whole summary of how to go about science communication on social media. You add something, you must always explain the article, you use the hashtag, you add a picture of the article, then you add a full link. So those who want to just go on the link, they'll quickly just try to engage with your article or try to read everything for themselves. Then I would like to take the last example, then we'll stop it there. So this is another example. She also added shared something, maybe equipment she uses in her lab, and she talks briefly about what it is used for. Then she also added the hashtag, so you can see radiation oncology, medical physics, cancer care innovation through BEAM. So these are the ways of how people are trying to engage in academic communication on social media. Then to conclude with our discussion, what are the key takeaways? Research dissemination should extend beyond journal publication. In fact, the whole of this workshop is how we want to understand that people are actually trying to move research from the journal publication to the public. Then social media can increase the visibility, accessibility, and societal impact of research. This is not a hearsay. This is what we've researched into, and there are results that are proving that it increases the visibility of your work. The effective science communications requires both scholarly rigor and accessible language. Platforms such as LinkedIn, X, and ResearchGate can support networking, collaborations, and academic visibility. Then strategic use of hashtags, visual storytelling, and audience-centered content can improve research engagement online. The research can use digital platforms to attract collaborations, grants, speaking opportunity, and professional recognition. I want to end with this proverb by saying that it's a proverb we normally use in Africa. It says that until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. Until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. I will want to pause here for questions. And if you don't, so that we take the questions first, then we'll end by going on LinkedIn to write one short piece so that in case you want to schedule, I'll show you how to write and how to schedule maybe for tomorrow. So thank you very much. I would like to take questions and answers. Please, any question, any answers so far?
How do you think is a good way to do a first post? Let's say if somebody really wants to start and
Okay. So, okay, let's do a first post. Let me just reshare the. Please, can you see my LinkedIn link?
yes,
Screen.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, I've lost it again. No, that's not what I was doing. Okay. Sorry, it looks like my link is gone. I don't know what I did. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I would like us to have a post now. So with the post, I've highlighted everything. So you can see something like start a post. So this is start a post. So this is just like, hello, everyone. Today's, oh, today's workshop is intriguing and interesting. How do you see it? So this is my post. So I'm trying to use hashtag science communication. So hashtags, you can AI helps you to put hashtags together, but when you keep using the platform, you'll be able to find out some of the hashtags actually works very well. So I have science communication, I have academics. It also works very well. So let me just stop with hashtags. So let's assume I want to add a picture to this. So I'll come here, add media. I can add a picture. I think one of my pictures is just showing here. So I decided to add a picture to it. Then let's assume I don't want to post today. So I want to post tomorrow. Now I will come here, schedule for later. Can you all see the clock beside the post? There is a, yeah,
Yes.
So I can just click on the schedule. So I want this post to go live tomorrow, 14th May, but I don't want 7 p.m. I want like 6 a.m. 6 a.m. So next, the posts have been scheduled. So I've scheduled this post. Now imagine I just remembered that, oh, I should have add something, but I've forgotten. And I want to re-edit this post. So I'll just come here, come to back to the clock again or the watch. Then I'll come to view all scheduled posts. Then show more. So then I click here. I can modify the schedule. It means I can change the time I want the post to go live. I can edit the post and I can also delete the post before it goes live. So that's how it works. This, if you want to schedule to save time. I like scheduling my post. So sometimes my post goes live and I've forgotten and I only see notification of people's comment before I'll remember that, oh, I've made a post. And sometimes the posts have been scheduled like almost 3 months ago. That's how I actually try to engage because it helps me to be able to manage time. So if maybe after scheduling you realize, oh, let me edit the post. Scheduling is very good because it gives you opportunity to re-edit your post. Sometimes if you post, you can re-edit your post after posting as well. So basically, that is how LinkedIn works. Then there are a lot of academic groups on LinkedIn as well. So maybe I'm looking for a group to join on LinkedIn. I can come here and search on Technion. So my school just came out. Then LinkedIn gave me all this. So am I looking for groups? I'll go to groups. Am I looking for people from Technion, companies, jobs, posts, products, events, schools, or services? So it will help you to be able to even look for academic groups on LinkedIn. So if I go to groups right now, I can see that almost all these are groups from my school that I could join. So that's how the LinkedIn works. Please, are we all okay? Any question? Eh, Please, any question? So that's
Thank you for your sharing. I think it's a very important issue, and it's very useful for a junior researcher as a master student. Or yeah, I
okay.
just curious about if it's possible for just like senior high school to use this platform, or it's more suitable for professionals or yeah, I'm just
Mm.
curious about because I think it's also important for them to develop the science communication. Mm.
Yes, there is a young guy, a high school student on LinkedIn that is doing very, very well, has a lot of followers. I wish I could just remember and look for the name. He's into science, so he's trying to do experiments. And when you go on YouTube, you see a lot of kids trying to build experiments on social media. So even though it may be good for them, but it must be regulated because we all know that social media is free, but there are a lot of cyber bullying and cyber attacks on social media. So even though it may be good for kids, but it might be something that may be must be parents' decisions, and must also be guided. Yeah. Please, any other
Hello.
question?
Hello. Hello,
Yes.
madam. It is very nice, a good idea, and all I got through your presentation. I just want to share something which I have done here in the similar way with my teacher trainee students. That
Okay.
is uplifting the deprived adolescent children of the community by taking the science apparatus in a uh, mobile laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand well, like, but I didn't actually get your point.
Yeah, mobile laboratory, they
Okay.
prepared, students prepared, and they put the required apparatus, even microscope, even though big, and they carry it to the community school where children are not regular in the class.
Okay. Okay.
They
Okay.
remain absent because their parents are like the migrants and laborers. So
Mm-hmm.
that these children don't go to school. Parents, when they
Okay.
move out, they sit at home. So those schools are looks empty schools. We want to include for inclusion and equity.
Okay. Okay.
we,
Okay.
we
Okay.
included them in the classroom by giving a sort of appreciation by carrying mobile laboratory to the classroom with the requirements so that
Okay.
when they teach, hands-on experience is given in the classroom and experience of observation, recording, reflection, all are given, which will later take them to some research activity.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Thank you so
That was
much.
very successful effort of ours, madam.
Okay. 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 That's very interesting. Try to help others who cannot have direct engagement with science to also have engagement with
Yeah,
science.
yeah.
Yes.
We do many things to create interest among science.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Another one is nature walk.
Okay.
Nature walk with a bag or with a kit. We
Okay.
collect many specimens, many things from nature, and come to the laboratory back and then explain the scientific side or whatever science which can be explained. This will give the students a respect to the nature also.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Please,
you.
any other question or any other addition, subtractions, any other additions, subtractions, and other, or is it something you've seen about the research that you think we will have to look out for moving up concerning this particular research?
How long you took to complete to do this research work?
I have 1.5 years more.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. Please, any other question? Yeah, Dr. Samara, please, I think you can mute yourself now.
May
Okay.
I ask?
Okay.
May I ask? So
Okay.
this research has been published?
Not yet. But
Not yet.
yes, but we had 3 presentations at conferences so far.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. Good luck with your efforts. Yeah. I think
Thank
it's
you.
a very important.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining. In case you don't have any other question for us, I would like to thank you all for joining. I'm happy I wasn't talking to myself. I know it will be shared later on YouTube, but it's good. I know I'm talking to people. So I'm very glad for joining. And I'm also glad my professor is part of the team cheering me on. This is very encouraging for me. And thank you also. I wish all the best and it's evening at my end. So I'll say have a blessed evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.